bin's wieder, Keisunai Haram, hier mit meinem Let's Play von Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice. Im letzten Mal haben wir herausgefunden, dass Trucy tatsächlich den Schwerter-Austauschtrick vollführt hat und dass das erste Footage, was auch im TV ausgestrahlt wurde, editiert war. Das hat Roger selbst zugegeben. Und jetzt will er aussagen, und ich glaube, er wird lügen. Also müssen wir seine Lüge überführen. Gut. Ah ja, und by the way, er hat einen Zaubertrick vorgeführt. Das wird nochmal interessant. Der Kerl kann zaubern. Footage is meant to be edited, I tell you. Scenes are spliced together and long or boring scenes are cut out. All the stations edit footage this way. It wasn't like it was done maliciously or something. It was just a coincidence that particular scene was cut. It was intentional. It wasn't. Oh, what? You got some proof that I had ulterior motive for editing that footage? I see! So you're saying it was a coincidence that the sword-swapping scene was cut? That's right. Glad you got the picture. Coincidence? That's just a little too convenient if you ask me. Oh, well, an objection. How cool. It sure packs a lot more punch when you hear it live. Do that again. I want to get another shot from a different angle. My objection is not for your entertainment! And cut. There, I got some good stuff there. Mr. Winters, film is prohibited in his courtroom! Whoops, my bad, Judge. And if the defense has an issue, it can point it out during this cross-examination. Ja, mache ich. Sehr gerne sogar. Alles cool. It wasn't deliberate, I tell you. Sagst du. Gut, dann wollen wir doch mal gucken. So, it wasn't just a coincidence. It was just a coincidence. Aha, es war also nur Zufall. Ja, Bombenangriff. Of all the scenes you could have cut, why the sword-switching trick? That seems like too much of a coincidence to me. Oh, so now you're gonna tell me how I'm supposed to edit my programs? Big shot. It's hard being the boss kid. You're gonna make the tough choices like which content gets cut. Then let me ask you this. Why exactly did you make such a tough choice in this case? You wouldn't understand, champ. It's all about artistic vision. I'll tell you, people tell you how to do your job when they don't know the first thing about it. I may not know TV, but I know evidence law. And boy do I have some for you, champ. I might not be able to show that your selective editing was intentional. However, I know you bear the defendant ill will, and this is the evidence that proves it. Und in diesem Fall ist es, haben wir das denn? Wir erinnern uns, der Clipboard. Ha! Jetzt haben wir die Gelegenheit, ihm zu zeigen, was er für Scheiße gebaut hat. Huh? What's that you got there? This is the contract you had Miss Wright sign just before the magic show. This contract between the first party, Take-Two TV, and the second party, Miss Wright, reads: if, through the fault of the second party, the show must be cancelled in part or in full, the second party will pay $3 million as compensation to the first party. $3 million?! That's a completely unreasonable sum! I couldn't agree more, and of course Miss Wright doesn't have that kind of money. Nevertheless, Nevertheless, Roger Ratings had her sign this unreasonable contract anyway. Or more accurately, he conned her into signing it. Conned her? How did you do that? There's a trick to the clipboard that was used by Miss Wright to sign her contract. It houses carbon paper that can secretly copy her signature onto other documents. Oh, come on now. That's quite a nasty accusation you're slinging my way. For starters, you don't have any proof that I had anything to do with that carbon paper stuff. Just because Trucy and her agency can't pay up, that doesn't mean I conned her. But $3 million! That's totally out of reach for the average person! In any case, this is important new information! Please add it to your testimony, Mr. Ratings! Sehr gern. Where's your proof linking me to that tricked out clipboard? You don't have any, do you? About that, Mister. Ich hab tatsächlich was. Dings, wo haben wir das denn? Hier, Trucy's Note. Wenn wir uns nämlich mal hier die Unterschriften angucken. Hier. Im Vergleich zu dem, was in dem Vertrag steht. Das sieht mir zu identisch aus. Denn ich sehe das auch bei mir selber, wenn ich irgendwie was unterschreibe. Sie sehen zwar ganz ähnlich aus, aber 1:1 identisch sind sie nie. You must be quite a con man if you can fool a magician with a simple trick. But if you think you can con a lawyer, you are very much mistaken. Hey kid, would it kill you to enunciate in front of the camera? You know, like a newscaster. Think of the viewers. Nein! I'd like you to take a look at Miss Wright's signature here on this note. Now let's compare that signature to the one here on this contract. Whoa, would you look at that? They're exactly the same! That's right, Your Honor. Not just similar, but exactly the same. Nobody can sign their name in exactly the same way twice, unless it's a copy. Just keep going. Junge! Ich mach dich grad fertig! These signatures are proof positive that you conned Miss Wright. And they definitely prove your malicious intent. Say, not bad, lawyer guy. Didn't you know had it in you? This is really getting interested now. It'll get great ratings for you, sure. Don't try to dodge the issue, Mr. Ratings. The fact is that you bear ill will against my client. So the show footage was definitely edited with malicious intentions. Isn't that right? What a forced argument, defense. All you have really proven is not his ill will toward Miss Wright, but his pecuniary greed. That's right, I just wanted money, baby. Fat stacks of cheddar, that's all. After all, I'd never even crossed paths with Trucy before this magic show. So I'd have absolutely no reason to bear her any ill will, right? He didn't bear her any ill will, huh? Fat chance. This guy definitely has some major hate for Trucy. You'll see. I'll dig up the dirt and expose the dark heart behind that sweet smile. I'll prove those grammary magicians are all a bunch of lowlifes. Da haben wir es schon. I can't prove it with anything, but the things he said all point to that fact. There must be something between the two of them that gave birth to this grudge. Some sort of connection that not even Trucy is aware of. Your Honor, I'd like to argue that Roger Ratings and Trucy Wright must have crossed paths before. There must be some hidden connection between them. Hidden? Connection? What is it now? Just what are you getting at, Mr. Justice? It is futile to even ask, Your Honor. Surely it is just another one of the defense's backless claims. Du sei mal still. You don't seem to have a very high opinion of me, but once you hear my argument, you'll wish you'd taken me a whole lot more seriously. Will I really? Very well then. Do proceed. Did you figure something out, Apollo? Nope, not a thing. What? That was just some good old-fashioned bluffing, courtesy of Mr. Wright's fine training. I hope you know what you're doing. Oh, keine Sorge, wir wissen, was wir tun. If you're going to make such a bold claim, Mr. Justice, I hope you're ready to elaborate. What is this hidden connection between the defendant and Roger Ratings? Gut, dann wollen wir mal. Trucy's biggest fan, they're dating. Oh nee, dating nicht, nein, 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 nein. Aber wir haben es ja in der Lobby gesehen, so gestern. Ratings ist auch ein Zauberer. That sleight of hand trick Mr. Ratings did during the recess earlier. Filming is prohibited inside the courthouse. Do you want me to get a bailiff? Huh? Filming? What are you talking about? I don't even have a camera on me. What if Mr. Ratings is a magician too? What if? I believe it's up to the defense to fill in the blanks, not me. Well, if he is, he may have some contact with Miss Wright somewhere along the way. Your argument is hardly worth responding to. But by all means, please do continue. As a passage in the sacred scriptures of Kuroinism states, he who gives a sermon to a monkey is himself a monkey. Yeah, it doesn't matter what you say to a dimwit. He isn't gonna get it anyway. But we saw Mr. Ratings perform a magic trick. He made his video camera disappear in the blink of an eye. Well, I think it would be pretty funny if I were a magician. You must have been seeing things. Want me to introduce you to a good eye doctor? If a connection as genius as that is all it takes, then every magician in the country could potentially bear ill will toward the accused. I guess you're right. You're not the sharpest knife in the drawer, are you, shortstop? You would do well to cleanse that putrid mind of yours in the holy waters of Mount Pony Pony. 3 days under a frigid waterfall, and even you should rise to the level of a monkey. Ha ha ha! A numbskull for a numbskull! Ugh. Well, this numbskull has thick skin, so there. I think I get what they're driving at. Even if he is a magician, it's not exactly a reason to bear a grudge against Trucy, is it? Hold on! I can think of one person. One magician who has a reason to bear a grudge against Trucy. Or rather, one magician who has a reason to bear a grudge against Troop Grammary. Oh! No way! Is something wrong, Mr. Justice? Nur die Erleuchtung. Und der hat uns aufs Maul gehauen. Your Honor, the defense wishes to submit evidence at this time. I see it! What sort of evidence do you have for us? Evidence that points to the real killer. The one who had a motive to commit this crime. What? Nicht schon wieder. And what have you come up with this time, defense? Tracy Wright is the sole heir to troop grabbery and its name. It puts her square in the crosshairs of one particular magician. And this piece of evidence points to that one person with a grudge against Miss Wright. Es ist das 13 Jahre alte Poster. Welcher dieser Magier ist nämlich aus der Truppe ausgeschlossen worden? And who exactly are you naming, Mr. Justice? 13 years ago, the great Mysterious belonged to Troop Grammary. But then the troop ousted him, and Mysterious vowed to get revenge on them someday. And what better way to accomplish that through the reunion of their soul here? But Mysterious is the victim, Mr. Justice! You've named a dead man as your suspect! But is he really dead? What do you mean, is he really dead? If the fact that Mysterious is the victim is what's throwing you off, then how about we consider this possibility? What if the man who died on the stage yesterday wasn't Mysterious? Na? Klingelt's? What? You mean the victim was an imposter? Not Mysterious? Then what about the real Mysterious? And what mean the real Mysterious is still alive? That's absurd. Oh, sagt Martin ist wütend. Mr. Justice, who is the real Mysterious if not the victim of this case? It's all coming together now. I finally see the gimmick, the trick to this entire case. Und was für ein großer Trick das ist. This should explain everything, Your Honor. The real killer, the one who hated Troop Gregory and wanted to sully its name. The magician lurking in the shadows who set up a fake Mysterious in his state. The real Mysterious is Roger Ratins. But it's... Yes it is. Roger Ratins is the real Mysterious! What? Him? Oh, holy red pepper, you impotent seeds throw naught but meaningless empty words. You can't possibly have proof to support such an outlandish theory. It's not a bad idea for a soap opera, but not even die-hard fans of the genre would stick around past the pilot. You want proof? Well, I've got proof. I can prove it by proving that the Mysterious in yesterday's magic show was a fake. And to do that, I just need you to look at this spot on his poster. Falls ihr es nämlich eben gesehen habt, der echte Mysterious hat sich hier bei der Vorstellung zu diesem Poster beim Training verletzt. Und seitdem hat er diese Narbe. Wenn man noch Mystery, wie der Typ halt in echt heißt, tatsächlich Mysterious wäre, dann hätte er auch diese Narben. This is the injury Mysterious sustained while practicing a magic trick 13 years ago. However, the video the victim shot of himself shows no trace of that injury. Oh my, you're absolutely right! Now, Mr. Ratings, what do you suppose we'd find if we took a look at your right forearm? Is there by chance a nasty 13-year-old scar under that sleeve of yours? Well, Mr. Ratings, why don't you roll up your sleeve and let the court have a look? Or are you hiding something else up there? Come on now, I have nothing up my sleeve. I don't need to hide anything up there, because I require no tricks or gimmicks. For you see, my magic is the real deal. Is this what you were hoping to see? Ah! There it is! The scar! Just as I thought. That's right. I am the forgotten magician, abandoned to the dark understage of history. The Great Mysterious! This is totally absurd! Nein, es ist genial. Geniales Konzept für einen Willen. How ironic, wouldn't you say? That is odious mark carved into me by troop gramarye would bring me back into the limelight once more. Strange are the karmic threads before me. If the witness is the real Mysterious, then who is the victim who perished in the magic show? He was but a fan. I made him on one of my programs several years ago. He said he had become a magician out of admiration for the Great Mysterious. In confidence, I told him my true identity and let him take on my mantle. And when did this man take over for you? About 2 years ago. I taught him my tricks and even acted as his producer. And so, a mere amateur became a popular magician overnight. Courtesy of my magic, on a stage we call television. Hope you enjoy the show. You really had us all fooled! Mr. Ratings, or should I say Mysterious. In your hatred of Group Tremory, you killed the victim, Mr. Mystery, and then set up Miss Wright to take the fall, didn't you? You did it all just to tarnish the gramarye name! I have no idea what you're talking about, lad. I set up the prank, that much is true. But it was simply a harmless joke on Trucy, I assure you. Yet she learned of the plan and made use of it to commit murder. That is how strongly the criminal element runs in the blood of these gramaries. But if it was a secret prank plan that very few people knew about, couldn't you have been the one to use it for murder instead? Just kidding. Alter, der hatte mich... Beim ersten Mal hat er mich so erwischt damit. What the heck was that? Heed my words, loyal lad, for I fear your grasp on reality is slipping. I do believe I told you that my magic is real. It employs neither tricks nor gimmicks. Enough with the ambiguity! Why won't you make your point already? My alibi is as pristine as ever. Wouldn't you agree, Prosecutor Satmadi? Yes, I suppose that is correct. The witness does have a solid alibi. What? Recall, defense, that at the time of the magic show, Mr. Ratens was at Take 2 TV. A fact that many people can easily attest to. Ah! That's right! I forgot all about that! So what do you think, Your Honor? Would you like me to testify on the matter? Yes! I think you'd better! Please tell the court more about your alibi! Very well then. On with the show. Are you watching, magnific grammary? The time has finally come for my magic to snuff out your precious pedigree. The grammary line will be no more! Man kann ja sagen, was man will, aber der Typ ist schon verdammt cool. Seine Motive sind zwar... aber seine Tricks und sein Auftreten... Superbe. Na schön. Nachdem wir diesen kleinen Schocker jetzt haben, beende ich den Part. Und dann gucken wir mal, wie wir den Typ schließlich knacken werden. Egal ob positiv oder negativ, Bewertung immer gern gesehen, dort was mein Satz. Wir sehen uns das nächste Mal wieder. See ya, guys!